Hello. All right, Ryan. How are you? Sorry I'm late, guys. I've only just got back in 5 minutes ago. I got in about 3 minutes ago. I've been to a science fiction convention film last Mart thing. I was there all day. I didn't realise the time. So tonight's show we're on about the mysteries of the universe. Yes, the mysteries of the universe. So we're gonna go. Storming Area 51, who's going? That's if you survive that experience. Uh, Bigfoot, Atlantis, are the moon landings real? And aliens and abductions and being probed. So, Ryan, how are you, bud? It's good to see you on here. Uh, so I was running extremely late. I hope you've had a good week, Ryan. So if you've got anything you want to talk about the mysteries of the universe and the conspiracy theories and Alex Jones and the rest of it, here I am. So where do we start? So on 20th of September, people are going to be apparently 1 million people are going to meet in the desert next to Area 51, and they're going to go storm it live. They're going to have a concert and all this, and I think they're selling tickets, people. I think they're renting some of the land out to get all these people on there, and they're going to storm. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to storm Area 51, which is going to be sort of interesting, you know. So hang on, Ryan, thank you. It's been a busy week, but I've an alien experience once to share once I've bathed the boy. Interesting. I experienced something myself about 12 years ago. I saw a globe of light. It was like a ball of light in front of me, and I was on a roof terrace where I lived years ago, and my housemate who was sharing with some other people, I shouted them up, and they all ran up to the roof terrace, and I said to him, "You tell me what that is," and it hurt your eyes. It was like a ball of energy. It was orangey red, and it floated there, hovering for about 2 minutes, and then it vanished. The speed it just accelerated. You know, it were bigger than a football, but not by much. And I saw it, and it hurt my eyes when I was staring at it. It was like this energy was coming off it. But somebody said that could have been ball lightning, but this was in like July in the afternoon, and I saw it, and it were there. And I've spoken to other people about this at certain UFO meetings, and I've met people that have seen a similar thing. So it's interesting. So I look forward to hearing your experience, Ryan. You know, because going to be really open-minded about it. So that's it. I did get a photograph of something a few years ago in central London. I saw something zipping about in the sky, but I had a really crap digital camera, and it was like a blurry silver thing. It was like small, but it was zipping around in air. So I've seen that. I've seen a few things over the years, which has been interesting. Now, I'm not going to say I know what they are, but I do think if we exist, whatever's out there exists. If we exist, fact is alien life exists, and I think that's a logical point. You know, whether they can travel from one planet to the other, I can't answer that. But there is strange things being seen right across the world. And I've met people, friends who you wouldn't think have experienced anything, and that they've told me amazing stories about what they've experienced in their life, about things they can't explain. And it seems that there's something going on in the world. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not an authority, and I'm not going all X-Files and all this, but I'm trying to be logical that there is something else going on in the world, because so many people are coming in touch with whatever it is, but I don't know what it is. But it's something, maybe it's always been around us, you know, it's always there. I don't know. But I think that there's other things in this world we can't explain. And, I think a lot of us have experienced something, even for a brief minute, we've seen something, you know. I love life. How are you? Sorry I'm late, mate. I was at a Comic Mark convention thing, and I just got home I was in the pub talking to my friend, and it was 5:30, and then suddenly it was 6 o'clock, and I went running down road. Hi, John. Good seeing you today, buddy. Great chat. Yeah, excellent. So we're on about UFOs and that. So I apologize for being like 10 minutes late, but I'm here. We're open tonight about Bigfoot, Area 51. Oh, yeah, Krypton got cancelled. Gutted about that. And all the weirdness in the world. Do you know what I mean? So I'm open to your experiences. Nobody's going to mock each other. We're all going to, get on board, take this serious. Because I think every one of us has probably experienced something weird in our lives. But I am open to humor. So there we go. But I'm not going to, let's sort of get this flowing. Right. Good evening. And the mystery box was 3 pops and a crappy. John, I got 3 pops, which, getting rid of them. I suppose they're next year's birthday presents of them pops. Well, one of them's meant to be collectible, so I don't know. And I got a Lord of the Rings necklace. I gave that to Stan. I said, you can have that. I don't think he really wanted it, really, but, there you go. But I kept the pops, and I left the mystery box in the pub. But I did get an 18-inch Ash figure, which is amazing. Right, so hang on. Osman, how are you, Osman? I hope you've had a really cool week. And how's life? Love life. Good to hear from you, buddy. Thanks for that. Hey, no problem. I saw you post pretty cool stuff. Cheers, bud. I love the Hobbit necklace inside. Oh, God, I gave that away, I didn't want it. It was plastic, mate. It was a bit nasty. This guy was selling these mystery boxes really cheap, and I thought, go on, I'll get one and see what's in it. Didn't even get a t-shirt, you know what I mean? So, anybody got any no, John, you will not be getting it. John, you will not be getting the Lord of the Rings necklace for your birthday. Yeah, I get really salty when people think I have this room full of cheap, nasty stuff, and I give it to them as birthday presents. John, when I buy you a birthday, I do go out and buy it, I actually go to a shop and look around. But yes, I did think of giving you the Lord of the Rings necklace for your birthday. John, I've already bought your birthday present, mate. I've actually got you it. I've got you. Your birthday is here now, ready. But it won't be a Lord of the Rings necklace. So, I love the Hobbit necklace set. Well, I love I would have said that to you. Osman, all you have to do is sit out the night for a decent amount of time. You're bound to see something strange here. Yeah, do you know, Osman, I think you've got a good point there. But where I live in central London, you don't get a lot of so much light pollution. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna if you're out of London somewhere remote, like I was in Eastbourne last year, and the one night there were no clouds, and I'm telling you, could see the galaxy, man. It was reflecting on the sea, and it was pretty incredible. But I have been to a couple of UFO. I went to a UFO convention a few years ago with a friend of mine. That was interesting, and I did join a UFO group. And I don't know, there was somebody there. I think he was trying to form a cult, to be honest. I don't know, just some stuff he were coming out with it. Because when you started questioning, we got annoyed with you. Do you know what I mean? And it seemed that they were all naked on spaceship, and they were all blue and beautiful, But I won't go into that. So anyway, hang on, right. Oh, you have to say, right, John, see you then at my birthday. Yes, John, you will have your birthday present. I will have it. Right. It will be that. I bought it, John. It cost quite a lot of money, because that's the type of person I am. Love Life. I watched Fire in the Sky again this week. Great movie. Mate, Love Life, that film freaked me out. And I didn't know that were Robert Patrick until you told me. I forgot all about that, for a week. But Fire in the Sky, it's meant to be a true story. So, and I think there is some truth in that. I saw Communion a couple of years ago again, and that's a pretty screwed up film, isn't it? Communion, you know. But Fire in the Sky terrified me. I don't think I'd watched that. I think it's on Amazon. I have been tempted to sort of watch that again, but I watched it on my own one night when it come out, and it really freaked me out. Because it's a great film, but that's meant to be based on a real event. Have you watched the news footage on YouTube about that Love Life? People got really freaked out by it years later. I watched Fire in the Sky again this week, Graham. Osman, yeah, light pollution does not help. I've seen some strange things, most like satellites, but not all of them. Yeah, same for me, buddy. That's same for me. I tried to like the conspiracy stuff. I think we did go to the moon. I'm a great believer that we did, because I think a point had to be proven there when they went to the moon. So I do believe that. Do you know what I mean? Have you heard about the Apollo? Is it the Apollo 17 mission? The secret joint American-Russian mission where they went to the moon and brought a body back from the dark side of the moon. But there's a lot of speculation about that, because the lunar city that was abandoned was artwork taken from a French science fiction book in the 60s. And that sort of knocks it down. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit annoying, is that? Osman, Fire in the Sky. Yeah, it was awesome movie. You could just do a whole podcast on that film. Communion was screwed, wasn't it? Love Life. It was a weird bloody movie, that wasn't it? I think I had to watch it twice just to sort of, flow into it. But there was he wrote the actual guy who were happening to. He wrote a sequel book, didn't he? Communion 2 or something. He did write another book about his experiences where they were taking him all the time, which is sort of interesting, but I'm going to have to get hold of that and read it. Sorry, I've just rushed in and it's all been a bit crazy. Love Life. No, I agree. It's a must say, definitely. The Osman, I think the policy whatever was fake, man. Really? I think we did go to the moon, because apparently the Chinese, and if you've got a good enough telescope and you know where to look, you can see Tranquility landing. That landing base where they landed. So it's meant to be there. I hope they did go. I really do. I think they did go. Do you know what I mean? But I'm never going to go to the moon, am I? But I would have liked to have seen us gone back to the moon. In 70s, we should have a base up there, really, on the moon. But it's down to politicians, isn't it? Politicians are like, they won't spend the money. But some people would say we need to sort our problems out here first before we go out there. Right, hang on. The offer of communion was on Coast to Coast. Oh, interesting, Osman. Is that on YouTube? Ryan, I'm ready. Before I say this, I've got to say I'm level-headed guy. Yeah, mate. This honestly, mate, I accept that. I saw a ball of light in front of me, mate. I've never been able to explain it, and I'll probably get the piss taken out. But I stand by what I saw, and I'm not going to back down off it. I saw it, and it was there. So hang on. I'm going to read this, what Ryan said, guys. Right, I'm ready. Before I say this, I've got to say I'm a level-headed guy. I believe in the current science, the Drake equation, which, makes sense to me in that there's most probably life elsewhere. I totally concur. If we exist, something else exists. That is fact. So, Ryan, we're ready. But just really far away I agree. But there could be a race far older than ours that could get here. Do you know what I mean? Love Life. I really enjoyed Robert Patrick in The Fire and Sky. I think he got that role in 1993 because of great work on Terminator 2 in 1991. Good God. I didn't know that was him. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that film. I am. Osman, that mummy looking woman just looks. Yeah, well, I think that. I don't believe that. I think that. Now, I think that were fake because there's been a lot of some people have torn it apart. It's the Lunar City is taken from a French science fiction book. So, Ryan, whenever you're ready, bud, we're prepared to listen. So whenever you're ready. Osman, right, jump up. Check out the Nippets encounter. Oh God, yeah, I watched that, John. And the thing is, the Navy never denied it. The Pentagon, they have never denied it. The Tic Tac thing, and it's happened quite in a few places. I've seen the footage of that. It's pretty, it's there. Whatever it is, it's there. Yeah. Thanks for that. Guys, has anybody checked out the Tic Tac stuff? What the Nimitz sent? They sent out some F-15s, and these things were just making a mockery of them. It's worth looking into. I watched that thing on YouTube about that. F-18 Hornets, sorry. It is on YouTube. Ryan, So right, hang on, guys. Ryan's gonna Ryan, so to set the scene, I was walking with a friend in a back alley between two terraces at night. I saw a shooting star coming down a sharp angle, really sharp. I'd say like 15 degrees. Right? Hang on. Pretty much straight down. So I pointed it out to my friend. It's nice to see a shooting star. Then literally as soon as it had disappeared from my view, ahead behind another terrace at the top of the alley. Wow. Hang on. Let me get to Love Life. You know what's really interesting, Martin? Franchises like Star Trek and about relatively peaceful universe of aliens, but abduction movies like Communion and Fire and Sky are opposite version. Yeah, I agree. That is scary. So what happened then, Brian? Like at the top of this alley, did this thing come back? This light then? Did it come back? The Osman, what is creepy is that Werner von Braun Disney predicted moon base on the dark side of the moon before the Apollo. Yeah, they did. And they said Disney were all wrapped up in all that kinds of weird stuff, didn't they? Uncle Walt. Apparently he's got his head frozen in a fridge. So I read it in this magazine years ago. I don't know if it's true. Osman, what is right? So I need this guy. Oh God, that's better. Right. I got Ryan. Right, hang on. Ryan, it shot straight back up at the same angle, a little strobe, but straight back up. Now I get asteroids bouncing off of the atmosphere, etc., but it seemed way too much of a steep angle. And Ryan, if you put that out on Google, I bet if you went looking around about what you saw that night, I bet there's 50, 60 people in one night would say they saw something similar to you. That's what the connection is. All of us have seen something or felt something that has not been normal. There is something going on in the world. I don't know what it is, but it's going on. Do you know what I mean? There is something going on in the world, and I don't have an explanation for it. I've seen stuff. You guys have seen stuff. Look at like the Tic Tacs with the Nimitz. I mean, there's so much out there, isn't there? This weird sort of stuff. Look, I know that everything can be counteracted, but I'm sick when I say something. It's a weather balloon. I'm not having it. And hang on, that ain't right. That in itself is very strange. I can't explain what it was, but then something else happened. But having seen what I've seen, I can't say it was wholly what I remember, as I was excited by that. I would have been when I saw that ball of energy in front of me. And my mate, who was a skeptic, who used to take the mickey out of stuff like this, I said to him, "You tell me what that is," and he just stared at me. And I brought it up in the pub later on. And his face, and do you know, he had to back me up because I could say you were embarrassed when I said, "You saw that this afternoon. You saw it." And he said, "I did. I saw it." He had to admit it because he were there. He were there for like 3 whole minutes. It were there. And now I got told it was ball lightning, but ball lightning sort of connected to the ground. This one. Osman, there is a thin veil keeping all these things from our eyes. One day that veil will be pulled back. That's what I think. It's like this stuff. Have you seen the Bigfoot stuff? Like, do you know what? Like, there's all this like Bigfoot stuff and all that. You know, that I mean, there's so much going on in there, especially in history as well. There's that Kandahar giant in Afghanistan with them Marines at caught one, which is really interesting. I mean, there's some good stuff about this. I think there is something else going on in the world. Do you know what I mean? I really do think there is something else. I think I agree about the veil. And I think some of us, we get to see glimpses of it. And I think them in power, I don't think they have all the answers, but I think they know of something else. I think there's been contacts as well. I do. I think there's been contacts. It were a one-off thing. I think Roswell happened. And what they found, it freaked them out, knowing that there was something up there way beyond us. And it freaked them out. They didn't have the answers. And it took them years just to even start reverse engineering some of this technology. I think they have more of a knowledge now. But somebody told me years ago that we're getting all this fantasy and science fiction now because they're trying to get us all ready, to accept it. Because think about it. If it did happen that there was something in the sky or something weird, that how would we all react to it? Do you know what I mean? How would the general population across the world, from religion to social economic, all of it, how would people react? Would we be all scared? Have you seen? Yes, I've seen Arrival. I really enjoyed Arrival. It was nice to watch an intelligent movie for once that had some imagination to it. It were like Contact. I was a big fan of Contact with Jodie Foster. Ryan, hang on, Ryan. I'm going to read this now. Ryan says, and I'm serious. I've no idea what it was. I'm an EMT for the ambulance service. Now I used to be a medic in the army. I saw things over in Afghanistan, but I'm pretty sure that was our technology. Well, this is it, Ryan. This is it, Ryan. I don't have an answer to this, but like you said, like yourself, military personnel and other like people that fly planes that are in these positions of that, they're responsible for like lots of important things, are seeing things. Aircraft pilots now, flying airplanes, they're reporting these things all the time. So I believe you, mate. Honestly, I believe you. After my experience with that ball of light, honestly, there is something going on. I've tried to put logic to it. I'm like you, Ryan. I tried to put what I understand to it. Even though I think being into science fiction, I suppose it opens your mind to something more, and that's a good thing. But what have you experienced that day, right? It were there, and you saw it, so it were there. Right on. Love Live. Hang on. Right. Love Live. In the 1990s, we had was CRT, TVs, VCR, stereos. In less than 30 years, we've had a massive technology explosion. Average smartphones have more power than supercomputers of 30 years ago. Well, that's another thing. Think about this, right? Before Second World War, I mean, they had steamships, but it were Orson Cart, wasn't it, and cannon. By World War II, they were dropping nukes. Jet fighters were coming into it. 20 years after that, a man went to the moon. Then the DNA were discovered, in last century, and the internet came about. And we've done, and what, for thousands of years, we were all jumping around with swords and muskets and bows and arrows for thousands of years. And then suddenly, one century, we just exploded with technology. You know, we're getting pictures back from other planets like Mars. We're seeing the moons of Jupiter circle round it. We've discovered black holes. We got a photograph of black holes. You know what I mean? And look where we are now, and look at the things we're seeing out in space. It's incredible. 50 years ago, all this it was science fiction. And now look at it. French scientist who created a theoretical hyperdrive on a computer, and he says it works. I mean, this is it. We have rovers driving around on Mars, seeing photographs of it. Who would have thought this were all like fantasy? Like you said, I agree. Phones that are miniature supercomputers that have algorithms that know where we're going. Where my phone tells me it knows where I'm going. If I take a certain route, my phone knows where I'm going. Do you know what I mean? And I've showed this to my friends. This phone knows where I'm going because it tells me. Have you heard of the spiritual enlightenment that was meant to happen in 2012? I used to have this friend of mine, but don't really talk to him. I was a bit of a dick, actually, but he used to go on about really like out there stuff, but he was the center of it all and all this. But he told me, he said in 2012 that the spiritual enlightenment were going to come and we were all going to ascend. Like weird things we were going to evolve. Well, that I don't know if that happened. But do you know what I think this enlightenment was? I think you missed the whole point, right? This all it was the internet. Instantaneous information transfer, and that is the enlightenment of the human race, because all of us can sit somewhere and access all the information on this planet in a second. Now, we couldn't do that 30 years ago, and I think he got it wrong. I told him that, and he got right annoyed with me. I said no. I said spiritual enlightenment is something you have to grow towards. It's a different thing. And I do believe in spiritual enlightenment. I think it's a powerful force in the universe, but we evolved to that. And there will be a generation of, I think you've got to have a paradigm mind shift to get into that. Because the one thing with the alien races, there's 32 alien races, apparently. And loads of people, apparently it's all, you've got your reptilians and all this, and the Centauri and the insectivores and the cat-like people and all. But it's all, the one thing that connects all this is the spiritualist element about ascending to next dimension. There's a thing called the Galactic Council that protects less developed races, but I might leave all this for another show. I mean, this is interesting stuff, but it's up to you to believe it. But if millions of people are going on about this, there must be something in this for people to go on about it. Right, hang on. I need to catch up, guys. I need to catch up. Osman, Fidvel Ryan says I've not. Right. After, hang on, Love Live, where did all this giant leap of technology come from in only 30 years? That's like 100 years of technical evolution may be stolen from aliens that the government is hiding. Well, that's what I think. I think you've got a good point there, because I think whatever came down was engineered it for years, and I probably last 30 years the sort of cracked like the Rosetta Stone of the technology, and now they've got access to it. But they're releasing it all. I mean, it's called fusion, isn't there? That's meant to be next big thing, an AI. Ryan, after saying this, I will take a few paragraphs to explain something else happened. Also, though the previous shooting style looked like it was some way off. Yeah, no, well, I'm prepared to listen, Ryan. Trust me. Osman, these Bigfoot things I hear are part of the giants and they're interdimensional. Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting because there is some footage of these kids playing in Brazil, and this thing sort of comes out of it comes out of this dimensional thing, tries grabbing this kid. It's on YouTube, but apparently it's been classed as a fake. But they had all like these respected ufologists investigating this. So again, you thing is, you end up questioning it all, don't you? But I do recommend, guys, if you want to get into it, the Stephen Greer Disclosure Project, which is interesting. He's somebody you can say he's very into it, and he's quite a down to earth guy. Ryan, like we were walking through a field and it was the full moon. The field was damp. I'm a northerner. Field said, "No, that's so. Yes, I'm from Leeds, mate. Trust me, I've been to Wilkley Moor. I'm a northerner. Fields are never dry air." The reflector of the moon was in the middle of the field. Yeah. As we walked further into field, it's around 300 meters wide. The reflection seemed to pass us by as we got 3 to 4. The way across the reflection was behind us again. Strange. So the other side of the field was a hedgerow, which we were walking through to get a path on the other side. We heard a rustle, looked at each other, and heard the noise. And I can't explain the noise. It was like a pitch. I'd say high pitch. But I don't know, just a pitch. It felt like something. Yeah. Whatever you experienced or felt, you experienced it, mate. And, at least we're in a time now where we can talk about this stuff. I think 25, 30 years ago, people wouldn't take it seriously. But I think it's all open-minded now. Osman, communicated Sci-Fi 50 years ago. Yeah, well, it is, Osman. I mean, we've all got smartphones that just do incredible stuff. I uploaded 3 1-minute short videos today onto YouTube through my phone in the pub while I was talking to my friends. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you couldn't do that 30 years ago. Bloody hell, YouTube would just, it was a dream, wasn't it? Like YouTube, all the internet were like some of the sci-fi movie. And Ryan, moved quickly between us, but we saw nothing. And then we ran like fuck. I've no idea. Like I say, we could have just had an active imagination from before. I think you experienced something there, Ryan, to be honest. But I think somehow we protect ourselves, don't we? Do you know what I mean? Like we try to put it off as something else. I mean, I can't explain what you saw that day, but you experienced something. And I think, it's we just today we have the technology like cameras and phones to get this stuff on film. But yeah, I take it seriously, mate. I've seen 3 things in my life that just don't make sense. That how they were moving and zipping about. I don't know. I don't think we've got the technology to do that. If we can do that, then I don't know. But like I said, and I agree with Osman, that technology and love life, that technology is just blown out of control. Do you know what I mean? I mean, where we are today now, and look how we use our phones all the times, guys. Do you know what I mean? I walking down the street over there. There must have been 10 people all on the phones staring at it. You know what I mean? It's the Matrix, isn't it? They would take the red pill or the blue pill. Maybe there is something else that exists, that there is a veil and there is something there. Maybe it's natural. Maybe, thousands of years ago with witches and all that and the druids, Maybe they were all connected to this stuff because, it were and the ley lines, it were a different form of science, wasn't it? And we might have lost some kind of sight or sense towards it all. Love life. Yeah, the internet is instantaneous communication globally, and you can literally find information on anything. Well, you can, yeah. I mean, I knew somebody who used Tinder. I mean, he were getting dates on his phone. He never got anywhere, but I mean, he were on his phone looking for, partners and that, just zipping through his phone all the time. I mean, to sit there, sit at home and do that and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's we're in a different world, guys. This was Star Trek 30 years ago. Uh, I mean, a mobile phone would have got them to Mars in 60s. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen Iron Sky? Well, that guy has that mobile phone in Iron Sky. And he can't get his head around it, that mad Nazi scientist. Uh, move, hang on. Right, and that's it. Sorry, for no, right. You got every right, man. This is your stream as much as mine. You saw it, mate. I believe you. And honestly, I do. I've said it. Love life. I'm in Canada and you're in London, England. We're doing a video podcast. That's pretty awesome when you think about it. Love life. Golden Retro Movies and Coquelud last week. I think the 26th of August. I think if you're up for it, but I don't know how we're going to time this between us all. Are you? I think are you 8 hours behind us, or no? I think you're behind. Are you? Is it 8 hours or 6 hours? But I'll contact Coquelud because I joined StreamYard ready for this. So love that. Yeah, definitely have you on, mate. I'll look for it'd be great. Guys, I'm just going off topic for a second. A moment's silence. They've cancelled Krypton. I got in last night at 12 o'clock and they cancelled Krypton. I saw it on Mr. H Reviews. Krypton has been cancelled. I'm just so gutted. You know what I mean? And don't start me on about the new Star Wars leaks. Don't start me off on them. Right, back to the X-Files stuff. Right. Yeah. Whereabouts in Canada are you, love life? Are you in Toronto? Yeah, Canada's beautiful. But one of your ministers, one of your politicians came out. I think one of your ministers of defence a couple of years ago. He came out, one of your politicians, and he said he's seen documentation that they've been covering it up. Honestly, I'm being serious. I forgot his name. He got involved with a disclosure project, and I think he might have been one of your like military high-ranking officers or a politician. And he came out and he said that he'd seen documents saying that there'd been contact and that there was something going. They knew what were going on. Because the original, from what I've looked into, there was like Majestic 12 and all this after Roswell thing, weren't there? Right? And they'd set up, right? Oh, right, there's loads of it, right? And they'd set up that there were two contacts. First, it were the Blues, the Nordics, and they told us to get rid of all our weapons and take another path to live with the environment. But the Americans, and this isn't having got any of my American friends, the American government, I think it was Truman, he got all paranoid about it. And he said, no, we're not interested because, we didn't trust them. But they wanted to take something to do with a spiritual awakening or something, like taking a better way. and they went off. Then the Greys got involved, and the American government apparently made a deal with them that they were allowed to abduct so many people per year, and they give us bits of technology for us to reverse engineer, right? And that's what's been happening since. But the Greys haven't stuck to the agreement. Now, apparently, we developed some kind of technology that can bring their ships down through back engineering their technology. Now, this is all speculation, guys, and I'm only going by what I've read on the internet and what I've heard at UFO groups. Now, apparently, the Greys can't interact fully with us on this planet because there's another race. They're from, I don't know, Alpha Centauri. I forgot what they're called, but these are the most the blue, and they're the most advanced race in the universe, and it's called the Galactic Council of Five, and apparently we're classed as an emerging world. And there's a big thing with these races. It's about free will, and that you get choices. And apparently, I'm trying to put what I've put together. That we can't. How do you say it? We can't. These other races, they can't fully interfere because this galactic cat will put a stop to it. So, but we can make agreements with certain factions. So I don't know. That's what this is. A lot of this out there on the internet. It's pretty. I mean, there's odds of amounts of it, but it's what it's. If you believe it, there's so much out there. What do you believe? Have you seen third phase of the moon and sites like that? Hang on, Osman. Yeah, Canada's pretty cool, Ryan. Where are you? I love life. I'm in Canada. You're in London. Right, hang on. I love that. Yeah, I'd love to visit UK as well. I've been to America many times. America is cool. Yeah, I agree. America is cool. Ryan, yeah. What are your thoughts on a Dyatlov pass? The Dyatlov, I don't know what that is, Ryan. Can you tell us what the Dyatlov pass incident is? That sounds interesting. Love Life, Martin. The way everyone is addicted to their smartphones on the sake kind of mate of the Star Trek The Next Generation episode where everyone was, oh god, yeah, yeah, I remember that when Riker brought that game on board. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you a good episode at Next Generation, which I've got to admit is one of my personal favorite. First Contact, when Riker was on an away team and the aliens caught him and they were all freaking out. He was like, because he was an extraterrestrial. I thought that was a great episode, and they did that. They played that very. They played it very well. That you know. Canada is 5 hours behind you. All right. So we're gonna have to work this out. Golden Retro's not on tonight. But I will mention this on his stream when he's on. I've got Coquelin on Facebook, so I'll send him a message for a week. I guys, I hope Jane's all right. She's not been on for a couple of weeks. I hope you're all right, Jane. You know, you missed. You know, and it'd be good to see you back on air again. Right on Osman, several years ago. Right on. Osman, several years ago now, I stepped out for a smoke and saw something that blew my mind. It looked like the Delta Wing UFO, but it's small, not very high. It was cloaked like Predator. Do you know, Osman? Do you know that Delta Wing thing? That is one of the most popular things out there. There's been all kinds of stuff. That's been spotted all over UK, that, and America, and in other countries. This like Delta shaped thing flying about at night time. You know, that they were rumored that was the Aurora, wasn't it? This stealth thing that was being built. But I don't know. I mean, that's what I read. But that Delta thing's been spotted all over the place. I mean, Osman, was Krypton any good? Yeah, I do recommend. Yeah, it it was different, and it was very high quality series. but the Sci-Fi Channel just cancelled it. No reason. It was very popular. So again, yeah, that's why I don't bother with Sci-Fi Channel anymore. Just cancel everything. I'll tell you what I watched on Friday when I got in. The Boys. Guys, have you seen The Boys? Bloody hell. I'm after graphic novels now. You know The Boys. I won't release any spoilers. You've got to watch them. But actually, I know. Said it's the best thing I've seen this year. And Carl Urban is fantastic in it. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Back to the weird things in the world again. Love Life. Canada is a pretty liberal place, Martin. Very pretty progressive, open-minded. We also share the UK monarchy and have Queen Elizabeth on our S20 bill. Well, we can send her over, mate. I'm not a royalist. I'm saying nothing. There's enough going on in this country. It is with our idiot politicians. There's a lot of them, trust me. Yeah, America's totally different to Canada, isn't it? It's totally Canada's. Yeah, it is so laid back, but in America, it's just a different world, and it's funny because it's on the same landmass next to each other, isn't it? It's crazy, you know. John, if Bernie Sanders is the president of the USA, I hope he is. Probably get shot down for that. So, I like Bernie. If Bernie is the president of USA, he would disclose all about the UFO contacts. Yeah. I think it's time. I think we should know that if there is something going on, we should know the truth. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what do you think about? I know John. I'm stopping. I've started a stop smoking class. Thing is, when we finished at 6:30, everybody was sparking up outside. This woman, she put this tub on table. There were 4 of us at stop smoking group. She put this tub on table. She said, "That's in your lungs." Do you know what I mean? And I was sat there. I've got all this stop smoking stuff. Got boxes of it. I am gonna stop. I am. I've just got a lot going on at the moment. But it was funny. I were outside, everybody sparked up. So, hang on. Right. No, hang on. Sorry, right. I've just caught up now. Wow. You've not heard of it. I'd take ages to explain. It was a huge incident. Please look into it more. You look into it, the stranger it gets. The Diatoff incident. I will. Ryan, if you could quickly Google it, I'd open all new. Hang on, I've got my other Mac on, so I can. Right. Oh, hang on. Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, hang on, guys. Give me a second. No, diet words that make your writing shelf or explicit or excellent. Diatoff. Hang on. Diatoff incident. Hang on. Right. Let's stop that. Sorry, guys. Diatoff incident. Right, hang on. I'm just going to read this. What Ryan said. The Diatoff passes incident. Russia first. Oh yes, right. Yeah. I saw a YouTube thing about this. The Diatoff Pass incident refers to the death of 9 hikers in the northern Ural Mountain. This was in 50s, wasn't it? In the former Soviet Union between 1st and 2nd February 1959. In unclear circumstances, experienced trekking group who were all from the Euro Polytechnical Institute had established on the a camp on the slopes of Kholat Saki in an area named in honor of the group's leader Igor Dyatlov. Sorry about the Russian names. During the night, something caused them to tear their way out of their tents and flee the campsites, all while inadequately dressed for heavy snowfall and sub-zero temperatures. After the crew's bodies were discovered, an investigation by Soviet authorities determined that 6 had died from hypothermia, while the other 3 showed signs of physical trauma. One victim had a fractured skull. The other 2 had chest fractures. Additionally, the body of another member was missing. Her tongue and eyes. The investigation concluded that an unknown compelling force had caused the deaths of numerous. Numerous theories have been put forward to account for the unexplained, including animal attacks, hypothermia, combatic winds, infrasound, induced panic, military involvement, or some combination of these. Yeah, I saw I saw a thing about that. It's pretty freaky because they've never been able to explain that, have they? Yeah, because there was an amazing documentary done about that on YouTube. Right, so, and there's still more. But in that area, there's been a lot of UFO sightings in there, apparently, from locals, live out there. It's like a lot of weird stuff going on. So it does make you wonder, doesn't it? This is what I mean about these things going on around the world. Went to that town 200 years ago and everybody disappeared, and they were reported that there were green light over it. So I think it was one of the in America's Midwest. It was at the time when everybody, when gold craze were at, but it were gold panning and all that. But there was some payload of people disappeared in the town, and apparently I'm gonna have to. I should Wikipedia it, but apparently they were seeing green lights at the town, and everybody sort of disappeared. So that's another interest. That's what I mean. Weird things have happened that can't be explained. Ryan, if you could take Google, yeah, I've done go. I've read it out now, Ryan. I've seen. I know what you're on about now. Yeah, Martin, let me know with Golden Retro. Maybe we can sync this. I'd really like to do it. I really would. We'll get Coquelin on as well. And Daniel, I think Daniel wants to come on as well. So it would be interesting to sort of like have a debate. We don't have to be saying, we'll just have as voices, if you want. So I'm sometimes like I like wearing sunglasses, or when I do radio, it's different. But when I'm doing this, I don't like being. I don't know being seen on camera all the time, especially live. I don't know. It's weird, sort of up and down with it. So no, but yeah, that is. I mean, there's some really interesting stuff out there. And like that, I looked into Bermuda Triangle, but the problem with Bermuda Triangle, though, this guy wrote a book in 1972 about the Bermuda Triangle, and from that's where all conspiracies came from. So that was a bit disappointing. I mean, you've got to be careful, haven't you? Because I tried to use logic and I believe some of the stuff, but there's so much fake stuff out there. Have you seen the Area 51 videos where the guys make these amazing UFO videos? But they look really realistic, but it's all CGI. Ryan, also the corpses were radioactive. I know, and they found a body down a canyon, didn't they? One of the bodies, it were quite a distance away, and it had no clothes on. And these were all professional hikers, Something out there happened to them that night. Something happened, and that wasn't an animal, a bear couldn't have done that, Do you know what I mean? There is something going on in this, and I think, to be honest, somewhere, especially I'd say in the Western nations, Russia and China, Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, Europe, the more advanced that like the Western world. I don't mean it like that, but the more like we're all like the central technologies and that in our part of the world. I think up to UN, I think there's certain people on this planet that know. Why they're covering it up, I don't know. I mean, I could go with UFO thing about religion and economics and breakdown of society. But if there is life all over the universe, right, and it does exist, then at some point we're going to have to accept it because, we cannot be the only things that exist in this universe. Because my logic says to me, my logic, and I could be wrong, that if we exist, they exist because it's nature. Nature creates life, and we can't. And whatever environment these beings live in is could be totally different to ours. Uh, love life. Oh, Martin, yeah, there'd definitely be something going on out here. People being abducted, disappearing, etc. And the government knows what's going on, but they're hiding it like a parent hides stuff from a kid. Maybe they're terrified. You know, it's amazing. The human race. Like I saw this episode, Doctor Who with David Tennant. And he said, I love the human race because no matter what's happened, you just deny it. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing, human race, how we can sort of deny it. There was a story, and this got on news back in early 90s that in New York, there was a woman who was abducted from her apartment. And I remember listening to it. It was on Radio 1 News. And I was at work, and everybody was listening to it. We're all making joke with it. But there was this woman. She lived in a high-rise apartment in New York, and there was a bright light, and they saw a body floating out a window, and it got on the news. Seriously, apparently this happened, but then nothing much we heard about it after that. But apparently it's a famous story back from that time. But I agree, love life. I think there is something going on. And I think there is certain people on this planet that know. I think they're very high up. I'm not going into X Files and Illuminati and all. I think the grounded scientists, military, government people that have been established that they know. And I think it goes all the way up to, I think the UN knows. Well, apparently, United Nations has a charter for first contact. So maybe, I don't know. But I can't see that we're only things that exist. And like I said, there's meant to be interdimensionals and all that. And don't forget, sometime this month at CERN, they're going to apparently try and penetrate into a parallel universe. Something to do with protons or something. Because when they vanish, they reckon when the energy's dying, it disperses into a parallel universe. And I think sometime this month, I think it's 20th or it could be September, CERN they've got these magnets and a laser with these protons and neutrons, and they're going to try and send this beam to see if there is another universe next to ours. But if that were a parallel universe, and it's say like this is all speculation, but I know CERN are doing this. That's that big hadron collider that's built in Switzerland. It runs into 3 countries apparently underground. Well, if they're going to do that, if there is a parallel universe to us, wouldn't they be doing the same back? Which is sort of interesting, But a lot of information don't come out of CERN, does it? A lot of time, does it? So they could be up to all kinds of stuff in there. Do you know what I mean? It's and so what is going on at CERN? I know it's scientific, and I think a lot of stuff is amazing what they've accomplished, but I bet a lot of it's classified as well. I bet they don't reveal everything. Osman, off topic, the MCU needs to build up to the Illuminati. Yeah, it does. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, Namor, Professor X, Tony Stark, and Doctor Strange. Yeah, I've read the comics. Yeah, the Illuminati. Yeah, God. I want to read the Intelligentsia actually with the leader Murdoch. Oh God, the ghost from the Russian ghost villain. Him, I forgot his name, and the other super intelligent beings at Marvel Universe and Doctor Doom. I keep forgetting. I'm meant to get hold of it. The Intelligentsia. They create the Red Hulk, don't they? I don't know. I'm a bit worried where MCU's going now, Osman. You know, it's going to be. I don't know. I think after Endgame, I think we might have. Marvel could have peaked and it could be on its way down now. I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes, but I could be wrong. I'm glad that Galactus is finally coming into it. I think that's the next thing you're going to have to do. It's Galactus, which I'm excited about. Galactus. I actually got hold of Avengers Endgame today, which I'm very happy about. It's not released in UK till 2nd of September. It's a universal copy, so I can watch it on any format, which I'm really happy about. I couldn't wait till 2nd of September. I need to see it now. So, well, that's tonight's show, guys. I've done 1 hour. I'm going to go. And next Sunday at 7 o'clock, we'll be back to science fiction. But if you, I'm open. You want to go back into, there's so much to cover in this area. And we've just opened the door. But it's been great to speak to you all that you've all been so open-minded about it. And nobody mocks each other. It's just been great. Ryan, stick with your story, mate. Do not back down off it. You experience what you did. You know, because I'll never back down on what I saw. I don't have people. I will not, because I know what I saw, and I agree. There is something going on in the world, and there is a veil. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Hang on, Osman. The end game's available for that on YouTube. $4.90. Oh, I bought it. You know, I bought it. I thought it were easier. Right, John. I will see you in the next week or so, John. Have a great week. And yeah, it's I'll see you all next Sunday. Guys, I will be resuming Wednesday night once I've got things calmed down, because I like doing a midweek show. I've got a couple of reviews coming up this week. I'll do them Tuesday or Wednesday, hopefully. But I will be on next Sunday at 7 o'clock. I'm going to stay on for an hour and a half next week. So, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you, Love Life. I love you too, man. Osman, Ryan, all of you. Thanks for tuning in. And everybody else who didn't make the stream tonight, tune in, guys. Let me know your thoughts. It'd be good to see Coke everybody else, Pete. I think Pete were away tonight. He said he were away this weekend. Daniel, everybody. So I will see you all next Sunday, guys. Thanks tuning in, and have a good one. And guys, look up to the stars. Oh God, I've been all trying to get all movie-ish. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. I'm still here.